Hello, this is Margaret Rhodes with the Planning Division, and I'm here to discuss the Pershing Drive Special General Land Use Plan Study. The applicant has submitted a request to amend the General Land Use Plan for the Days Inn site, which is located at the corner of North Pershing Drive and Arlington Boulevard. The request is to amend the General Land Use Plan from service commercial and low-medium residential to low office apartment hotel, with an associated rezoning from C2 and RA 615 to CO 1.5. A special general land use plan study is needed as this site is located in an area without an adopted plan. To provide you with some background information, in 2008, the County Board adopted the policy for consideration of general land use plan amendments unanticipated by previous planning efforts. This policy calls for a community review process in those instances where there is no adopted plan, and such is the case for this site. Special general land use plan studies evaluate the appropriateness of the requested general land use plan changes and may evaluate other general land use plan categories for their appropriateness as well. Since 2008, staff has completed a total of 9 special general land use plan studies, 2 of which were special GLUP study pluses: the Washington Kirkwood and the Shirlington projects. The objective for this study is to analyze the site in the context of the surrounding area and obtain feedback from the Long Range Planning Committee and the community on the appropriateness of the requested change. The purpose of this study is not to evaluate a specific project. This is not a site plan review. Staff will prepare a study document at the conclusion of the study to highlight its findings and recommendations. This will be presented to the Planning Commission as an action item, allowing for public comment and a vote with recommendations. The study document will then be forwarded to the County Board with a copy of the Planning Commission's letter outlining its recommendations. A request to advertise report recommending or not recommending a general land use plan amendment will then be brought to the County Board. Authorizing the advertisement of this general land use plan change would not imply that the County Board supports the proposed amendment, merely that it is in the realm of consideration. The site is located within the boundaries of the Lyon Park Civic Association, and it is across from Joint Base Fort Myer Henderson Hall. This is an excerpt from the General Land Use Plan, and you can see here that this site, outlined in red, has 2 general land use plan designations currently. The pink here represents service commercial, and this allows for personal and business services at generally 1 to 4 stories in height. The other portion of the site, closer to Arlington Boulevard, is shown in orange, which represents low-medium residential. This allows for 16 to 36 units per acre of residential development. Here you can see an excerpt from the Arlington County zoning map, and you can see the existing zoning designations of C2 and RA 615. RA 615 is typically associated with 48 units per acre of residential development up to 70 feet in height. C2 is associated with approximately 1.5 FAR, or floor area ratio, of commercial, office, or retail development up to 45 feet in height. In terms of transportation guidance, we look to the Master Transportation Plan. The Master Transportation Plan was adopted in 2009. It provides goals, policies, and maps to promote effective travel and accessibility for county residents, workers, and visitors through the year 2030. Arlington's vision includes walkable, mixed-use neighborhoods well served by public transportation and pedestrian facilities. Here you can see a map showing the transportation infrastructure surrounding and serving the site. The site here is outlined in red, and you can see that it is located along Arlington Boulevard, which is an arterial. You can also see that it is well served by both Metro and ARC buses, and that there is a Capital Bike Share station located just across Pershing Drive from the site. Pershing Drive is a Type A, primarily retail-oriented mixed-use road with a target speed of 20 to 25 miles per hour bike lane and shared lane accommodations, and a 10 to 16-foot sidewalk. Arlington Boulevard is an arterial road with a target speed of 35 to 45 miles per hour. It accommodates a dedicated shared use bike path and a 6-foot sidewalk or 10-foot shared use path. The site in question is serviced by Metrobus 4A and 16Y and 2 blocks away by Metrobus 4B and ArtBus 45. Both the courthouse and Clarendon metro stations are located within less than a mile of the site. There is also a cabbie station across the street from the site and 2 additional ones 2 to 3 blocks away. The Arlington Boulevard Bike Trail is an important east-west connection in this area. Towards the east, the trail extends to Roslyn, and towards the west, it connects the Roslyn-Ballston corridor with other portions of the county and nearby jurisdictions. The Historic Preservation Master Plan and the Historic Resources Inventory provide important guidance with respect to historic resources. The Historic Preservation Master Plan, adopted in 2006 by the County Board, establishes priorities, goals, and objectives for Arlington's historic preservation activities. The Historic Resources Inventory is a planning tool used to help balance historic preservation goals with other community and county goals. With regards to notable buildings, and the Days Inn site is listed as notable in the Historic Resources Inventory, the county strives to protect and promote the reuse of these properties. The county also encourages owners of notable properties to take advantage of financial incentives and zoning tools. Constructed between 1955 and 1958, the Days Inn Motel is, as previously noted, listed as notable on the Historic Resources Inventory. This means that the building has historic elements related to the county's history, but may lack sufficient historical context, integrity, and/or significance compared to the 2 higher categories, essential and important. The most notable features of this building include the triangular blade sign, the 2 to 3 story atrium lobby, the horizontal flagstone veneer and brick materials, the 2-story massing of this horizontal building, the flat roof, and its automobile-centric motel design. Adopted in 2015, the Affordable Housing Master Plan ensures that the county's affordable housing goals are integrated into other county plans and policies where appropriate. In terms of affordable housing, this area, which is known as the Arlington and Washington Boulevards area, is projected to have only about 5% of the affordable housing up to 60% of area median income by the year 2040. One thing to note is that per the Affordable Housing Master Plan and the county zoning ordinance, site plan applications that include an amendment to the general land use plan are subject to not only the base site plan affordability requirement, but also an additional affordable housing commitment. The Lyon Park Neighborhood Conservation Plan is another document that provides guidance for this site. Adopted in 1973 and updated in 2018, this document was put together by the neighborhood. Some of the land use goals mentioned in the plan include slowing the growth of commercial use, accommodating commercial use at the Pershing and Arlington Boulevard nodes. Some of the new businesses that are recommended include a farmer's market, outdoor cafes, bookstores, and a grocer's. There is mention of changing the public land use designation along Arlington Boulevard at the Days Inn site. The addition of public spaces and parks, playgrounds, and a neighborhood swimming pool are also goals. The zoning goals include not rezoning North Pershington Drive for townhomes and requiring developers to save mature trees. With regards to pedestrians and bicyclists, there is an interest in enhancing walkability and pedestrian and bicycle infrastructure and safety. The #1 reason for living in Lyon Park is walkability, according to 60% of the respondents of a survey quoted in the plan. Comments reveal convenience and proximity to services and amenities such as a pharmacy, a grocery store, a bank, a gas station, etc., all were important. There are concerns about creating a pass-through to Route 50. There is an interest in addressing the affordability of housing and stemming the loss of historic buildings. There is also an interest in increasing tree canopy coverage and conserving mature trees. In terms of commercial development was cited as the greatest concern for 20% of the respondents, and comments revealed that the greatest commercial development concern is related to unwanted neighborhood development. The NC plan, the Neighborhood Conservation Plan, also provided specific guidance for the subject site. The neighborhood strongly favors county support for redevelopment of the Dazen site into a community resource such as a pool. The majority would support county programs to encourage these and other desired businesses to locate in Lyon Park. And here's another quote. Residents also seek to improve North Pershing Drive and the Washington Boulevard North Pershing Drive intersection to make the area more attractive for business through land and hardscaping, adequate parking, and encouragement of neighborhood-friendly businesses who want to partner with residents. The plan also says there were many responses and developer concessions in exchange for increased density. The most popular were requirements for a certain type of retail, such as grocery, and public access to facilities such as a playground or swimming pool. Other neighbors want to see affordable housing and a limit on rent for ground floor retail units. Green space was cited as an important factor. And now that we've looked at some of the background information, we can look at the proposed scope and analysis for this study. The scope of work for this study will evaluate whether or not the land use designation for this site should be changed by examining the following: history of the general land use plan and zoning designations for this study site and the surrounding area, existing general land use plan and zoning designations for the study site and surrounding area, existing environmental and topographical features, land uses, densities, building heights, and the like, recommendations of county plans and policies, allowable uses, densities, building heights, etc., for the requested general land use plan designation and other general land use plan designations to be studied. We will also provide three-dimensional modeling of the study site's existing conditions and various scenarios reflecting the requested general land use designation and other general land use plan designations to be studied. We will also accompany this with a preliminary transportation analysis. And here you can see our proposed analysis. We propose looking at the low, medium, residential, and service commercial existing general land use plan categories, and looking at the proposed low office apartment hotel designation, as well as medium residential. And the reason we'd also look at medium residential is that it's at a similar density level to the proposed low office apartment hotel density, and the current RA 615 zoning corresponds with this category, and not, in fact, with the existing low medium residential category. The proposed process outline for this study involves a combination of online engagements and virtual long-range planning committee meetings. So this first engagement is intended to provide an overview of the special general land use plan study process, background information, to present the draft process and scope, and to provide an online public survey which will inform subsequent virtual meetings. The second engagement, which would be a virtual LRPC meeting to take place in late October, would be an opportunity to confirm the process and scope, to present a summary of the survey responses, and to share a preliminary site analysis. The third engagement, which is projected for early November, would be an opportunity to present the modeling scenarios and a multimodal transportation impact analysis. There would also be a public survey to get input on the modeling, which would then inform the following meeting. So that last meeting we're anticipating would be in early December, and staff would present the modeling scenarios and the multimodal transportation impact analysis and a summary of survey responses from the third engagement, and would allow for discussion of the staff analysis, and it would allow an opportunity for the LRPC to provide direction. Staff would like to get your input to help inform the analysis of this site and to evaluate whether or not a change to the general land use plan designation is appropriate here. Please visit the following webpage or search the web for Pershing Drive Special General Land Use Plan Study to take a quick survey. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for your input. This concludes staff's presentation.